hello. So there are a lot of good bargains to be had on eBay, but unfortunately there are a lot of counterfeit items on there as well which you don't want to accidentally buy. eBay try and automatically remove those counterfeit products, but actually it's quite difficult to automatically find them. Sometimes the first you might know that you bought a counterfeit product is when you've actually got it in your hands, and even then you might not be that sure. In this video, I'm going to give you 10 products that actually are highly counterfeited. Don't be fooled by some of these items just because they're cheaper than the original or real product. The quality is about a tenth, and you'll end up basically spending more money if you bought a load of counterfeit items than if you bought the real thing for the full price in the first place. Anyway, let's get on with the list. So at number 10, we have minifigures. eBay is flooded with fake Lego minifigures. You'll know because they're a fraction of the price of the real thing. They're also a fraction of the quality as well. The plastic is much thinner and they'll break, whereas real Lego minifigures are worth quite a lot. The fake Lego minifigures are essentially worthless. Now, a lot of people buy these fake minifigures from eBay thinking they're getting the real thing. And to be honest, eBay is so flooded with fake minifigures that you're better off just buying the genuine article from Lego or from a high street store that you can actually trust. At number 9, we have fake earphones. So I once found a great bargain on some Sennheiser earphones. I got them and the quality was really underwhelming. And I found out that actually Sennheiser earphones are one of the most faked items on eBay and Amazon. Obviously the sound quality on these fake earphones isn't very good. They've usually got a very sort of bassless or very trebly sort of sound. And actually it's worth saying for most of the items in this list that the prices of these fakes aren't always that competitive. They're only ever slightly cheaper than the original, which makes the fakes even more disgusting because you're almost spending the full amount and getting a vastly inferior product. At number 8, we have batteries. Commonly when you buy a second-hand camera off eBay, it'll come with a battery. And I've bought a couple of Canon cameras off eBay and they've come with Canon branded batteries. Now Canon actually have a service where you can send them a picture of your batteries and they will verify whether or not they are genuine. And I did that and I've got at least one fake Canon battery. Now obviously this isn't brilliant because you don't know what they're actually made of inside, whether or not they are safe. And fake batteries do have a tendency to explode. Now, I've never had that happen, but it's a risk that you don't really want to take. So, unfortunately, genuine batteries tend to be extremely expensive compared to the fakes, but there are some exceptions. And actually, Duracell make their own version of a lot of Canon batteries and other batteries at a fraction of the price of the original. The capacity isn't quite the same, but if you don't want to spend the full amount on the genuine article, then at least there are some aftermarket manufacturers making products that aren't going to explode. At number 7, we have windscreen wipers. So I noticed that Bosch windscreen wipers were quite expensive in my local automotive store, or I don't know what we call them actually. Anyway, we've got a store called Halfords, which is like our automotive store. So I looked on eBay and they were a fraction of the price again. They were probably about half the price. And I bought a pair and thought nothing of it. The box looked genuine, the items looked well made and genuine. I installed them and after about a month they were squeaking, they were streaking, leaving streaks of dirt and rain on my windscreen, and they just weren't very reliable. I looked it up and it turns out that Bosch windscreen wipers are commonly faked on eBay. So I bought a genuine pair from a reputable online retailer and they've lasted well over a year and they're still working almost exactly the same as they did the day I put them on. At number 6 we have toothbrush heads. Toothbrush heads are extremely expensive, sort of a pack of 12 or something for an Oral-B toothbrush will cost you like £30 or something. But help is at hand because there are fakes all over eBay. So you think you should get them because you're getting a little bit of a bargain. The only problem is you don't know what they're made of. The bristles don't have the same technology as the genuine article. And there are some quality control issues, like the logos aren't quite the same and they'll scratch off with your fingers. I think, to be honest, if there's any fake that you should definitely avoid, it's anything that you're going to put anywhere near the inside of your mouth. So for heaven's sake, just go and buy the full-priced Oral-B toothbrush heads and other toothbrush heads. Don't buy the fakes. At number 5, we have memory cards and USB sticks. So this is quite interesting. You'll find memory cards and USB pens on eBay that you can't find anywhere else. Designs that are specific to eBay. You'll also find competitive prices on things like SD cards that are exceptionally high capacity. So you buy them thinking you're getting the genuine article. The only problem is they are completely fake. And it's not as if they're usable. You might think, oh, it's a memory card, what does it matter if it's real or fake as long as it works? Well, the problem is they don't work. They advertise that they have, 64 gigabytes of space, and for a while it looks like that's true. But what'll happen is, once you get over 2 gigabytes of writing, it starts overwriting your original data. And then corrupting all the data that you've already got on the card. So they're extremely unreliable. They don't actually have the capacities that are reported, so just don't buy them. At number 4, we have branded items. So I bought some badges for my car, Jaguar badges that you stick on the side. The only problem is they're not genuine Jaguar items. And so essentially they are counterfeit because these companies aren't allowed to manufacture items that use trademarks owned by other companies. And to be honest, eBay is flooded with items like this. Bags, t-shirts, hats and things. Just watch out for them. At number 3, we have designer clothing. So this is the kind of counterfeiting that you're probably most aware of, and that's the counterfeiting of designer clothes, handbags, that sort of thing. Now eBay do their best to remove these listings because in the past they've actually had lawsuits against them from the top designers. But the things to look for are unbelievable prices. After all, why is somebody going to sell you a Louis Vuitton handbag for £10? And also if you do accidentally buy them, the quality just won't be right. If it feels like it could have come from your dollar store, then it probably isn't a designer item. The stitching should be absolutely immaculate. It shouldn't have a little polyester tag in it that says made in China. The leather should be real leather. It should just be the right quality. And if you're in any doubt at all, take some photos of it, send it to the manufacturer and ask them to verify it. Another thing they do is just rip off the name, so they'll stick Louis Vuitton on something that Louis Vuitton actually never made. So a good check is to look around on the internet and see if you can actually find the design that you've purchased. And if you can't, there's half a chance that it's probably not the real thing. At number 2, we have makeup. So Chinese websites are full of fake versions of the expensive makeup and makeup accessories like brushes and things that you can buy in this country. And these things have started to creep their way over to eBay, which actually means that when you buy makeup and makeup brushes and things on eBay, it's quite difficult to tell whether or not you've got the real thing. So unfortunately, it's really just not worth buying it on eBay. At number 1, we have fake coins. A lot of people collect coins, and coins made of silver and coins made of gold. But a 1 troy-ounce gold coin, say for example a gold Britannia coin, costs about £1,000 at the moment. But you might be lucky enough to find one on eBay for £800. The only problem is it'll be gold plated or gold coloured, and you won't know until you file the outside away and find that it's actually a base metal. You're much better off buying bullion and other rare things from reputable online stores or from your high street. But if you do really want to try and save a bit of money and buy these things on eBay, you should ask the seller for their certificate of authenticity or receipt showing where they bought it from, and just do a bit of research and try and verify that the item is actually genuine. Now, a good way in general of identifying between these counterfeit items and the real thing is, believe it or not, to check the feedback of these sellers. If there are a disproportionate number of negative or neutral feedbacks, then there's half a chance that you're not buying the genuine product. It's a good idea to ask questions of a seller, because if they don't reply, then that's not a brilliant indication that they're playing by all the rules. And if you do accidentally buy a fake item, report it to eBay, because they will sort it out for you. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Do let me know down below if you've bought a counterfeit item or suspect that you've bought a counterfeit item on eBay. It would be good if this video could be a source of information for people who are not quite sure whether or not they're buying the real thing. Thanks for watching, do subscribe, and I shall see you next time for another video.